Hi, I'm Mike Damergis, and he's the King, Scott Engel, and welcome to the RotoExperts Week 1 Fantasy Lineup Spotlight. And Scott, I can't believe it. Here we are at the start of another NFL season, and let's get right to it. The quarterback position, where are your values? Do you like Jay Cutler? And how about Peyton Manning in Denver?
Well, Jay Cutler was drafted in the 8th and 9th round of a lot of leagues this year. He didn't get a lot of respect, but he's going to get it this week. They're going against Indianapolis. Indianapolis doesn't have a lot of talent on defense, and they're also taking their defensive ends, which they use for pass rushers, and transitioning to the linebackers. So there's lack of talent, there's lack of transition. Jay Cutler's got Brandon Marshall back. He's got his buddy back. There's no Mike Martz. The Bears are going to score 30 points this week. Jay Cutler's going to have a big week. Peyton Manning, not really necessarily a value play, but not everybody's locked in on starting him. Peyton Manning's going to make a statement. He's going to make a statement against the Pittsburgh Steelers. If you have Peyton Manning on your team, you have to get him in your lineup this week. Of course, not over a guy like Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady, but if you have other options like Robert Griffin III or Ben Roethlisberger, start Peyton Manning.
Let's go to the running back position, and let's look at Stephen Ridley or maybe a D'Angelo Williams, the value there.
Now, talking about the New England Patriots, they're playing the Tennessee Titans. The Tennessee Titans have some young cornerbacks. They've lost Cortland Finnegan. Tom Brady's going to move the ball at will. And when he does that,
When doesn't he move the ball at will, though?
Well, he'll really do it this week. I'm not trying to be obvious. I'm trying to drive at a point here. Thank you very much. But, the thing is, when they move the ball, what people forget about the running backs in New England is that gives them a chance to finish off drives with short scoring runs. So Stephen Ridley is going to get a chance to score a touchdown or two. D'Angelo Williams, Jonathan Stewart has an ankle injury. He might not go. They're playing against Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay had an awful run defense last year. They didn't get much better. D'Angelo Williams is going to get a lot of work this week, should get a lot of yardage. He's a good value play, especially if you're missing a Marshawn Lynch, a Ryan Matthews, or an Adrian Peterson.
Let's look at the wide receiver position. Do you have value at Devery Henderson or Titus Young?
Devery Henderson, yes, of the New Orleans Saints. Now, Devery Henderson reminds me of my ex-girlfriend. Stops over once in a while. I'll have some excitement. Won't see her again for a few weeks. Devery Henderson, once every 5 weeks he'll do something. This is the week. The Washington Redskins secondary, not very good this week. The other guy I really like is Titus Young of the Detroit Lions. The Rams secondary is going to be obsessed with trying to contain Calvin Johnson. And Titus Young, ready for a breakthrough.
They'll lose focus on Johnson and
open things up for Titus Young, who a lot of people in Detroit, especially the media, feel like he's going to have a great breakout year. Nate Burleson trending down, Titus Young trending up.
Okay, let's look at the tight end position. Scott Chandler, I can't believe this. You sent in an email, Tony Gonzalez. How old is this guy, and how much can he really contribute?
Whenever guys face their former teams, you got to take note.
But he's 102, Scott.
I know, but this is his last hurrah this week. Look at Martellus Bennett scoring against the Dallas Cowboys. When guys face their former teams, they want to do something. They want to show them something. Tony Gonzalez faces the team he was raised on. He's going to score against the Kansas City Chiefs. The Jets defense, because the offense is so awful, we'll spend too much time on the field this week.
Thanks, Scott.
And the Bills, be objective. You're a reporter now.
I am.
Okay? All right, RotoExperts reporter, be objective. The Bills are going to move the ball. They don't throw deep, but they'll be able to move the ball with flattened screen passes. When they get in the red zone, Ryan Fitzpatrick, like Scott Chandler, is a red zone target.
Okay, let's look at defenses here. And you talk about being objective, and you throw Seattle at me, and, of course, Buffalo. That's a good pick, though.
Have you ever watched the Seattle Seahawks?
Yes.
You watch anything but the Jets?
You telling me they're
Let me tell you
San
something.
Francisco?
I'm not saying use them over San Francisco if you have them. We're talking about a value play here. Seattle maybe has the best four-man secondary in football and an underrated, improving defensive front. They go against the Arizona Cardinals this week. You could quarterback the Arizona Cardinals. They're terrible. And the running game, Beanie Wells, always kind of rickety. Ryan Williams, you really don't know about. Seattle's got a terrific, underrated defense. Like them a lot this week. Also like the Buffalo Bills a lot against your New Jersey Jets this week. Yes, I like the Buffalo. Buffalo has a lot of talent all up and down that defensive roster, and they added Mario Williams this year. Buffalo, and look at the schedule too. I don't always look at the schedule, but you look at the schedule, you look at the quarterbacks they face, the Buffalo Bills are going to be a terrific fantasy defense this year.
And a couple of players you think are going to blow up, Brandon Marshall and Matt Ryan?
Yes, Brandon Marshall. Well, these are guys you're not going to bench, but, I want to tell you so you feel good about your team. Like I said, Brandon Marshall back in Chicago, he's going to blow up against the Indianapolis Colts. And who was the other guy?
Oh, Matt Ryan.
Oh, Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan.
Ice.
The Kansas City Chiefs have a very talented defense, but they're missing Tamba Hali. He's suspended this week. And Brandon Flowers, the top cornerback, has an ankle injury. Matt Ryan's going to have a lot of time to throw. We'll carve up that Chiefs defense with Julio Jones and Roddy White.
Now, you keep picking on my Jets. Another player you're looking to avoid.
That's a lot of fun.
Another player you're looking to avoid, Sean Green. Why?
Well, Sean Green is, he's the green jersey version of Ron Dane. He's a plotter. He's boring.
Come on,
he's not going to do good against that Buffalo defense.
He has good games in the playoffs, though. You have to give him that much.
Yeah, but they're not making the playoffs, so it's not happening this year.
Probably not.
Against that Buffalo defense, not happening.
What about Jared Cook? Avoid him?
Avoid Jared Cook. All I'm hearing is this Jared Cook hype. All this talk about Jared Cook and how talented he is. The guy disappears for long stretches. Jared Cook has shown me nothing yet. He hasn't proven it.
Okay, he's the king, Scott Engel. Make sure you take his advice. For more, go to RotoExperts.com or thexlog.com. That's THEXLOG.com.
And check out our exclusive Edge Fantasy Football package, now in regular season mode. Live game day chats, 9:30 to 12:30 Eastern, with myself, the King, and the all-in kid, Jake Seeley, every Sunday morning.
And don't forget your radio show as well on SiriusXM.
Yeah, SiriusXM satellite radio. The Roto Experts are now on in the morning from 6 to 11 Eastern. Wall-to-wall coverage. We'll see you there.